What's the word, family? Can I vent with you? Oh, hold on, man, before you scroll, because I might need you. I might need your comment. Hey, have you ever had a hater, man? Like I know everybody out there that had a hater, but have you ever had the biggest hater be yourself? And a lot of people don't even know they biggest hater was themselves. So I'm gonna give you an example. Cause my biggest hater was myself, right? And this how, like, I used to trick myself out of my own spot, out of my own position with stuff. I did music for Hellas, right? And I was good at the music, real good with the music, getting a lot of attention from a lot of people. But it wasn't reaching the heights that I thought it should reach. So I always felt like my music was missing something. They ain't gonna like this. They don't really like this. I do shows. Oh, they ain't gonna really feel my, they ain't gonna really feel this. They ain't gonna really turn up, you know. And maybe because I went in with that energy, a lot of shows didn't go like that. So when I started, really wanting to do the music serious than what I was doing, but I was still tricking myself out my spot saying my music missing something. I go reaching for other artists, other dope artists to be on my team, get on my songs with me because I knew they was dope. I knew they was dope, and I knew they was gonna deliver what the people wanted to hear. Right? See, that was my problem. The thing that people really need to hear is the shit they don't really want to hear. So I have artists under my belt, and I'm pushing and I'm going hard for them, going harder for them than I go for myself. Because I feel like they got it. They just need my push. And we was reaching heights, but I wasn't getting that same love, that same loyalty, after so long from them. And I couldn't understand it, man. And I'm like, man, I'm sheltering people. I'm showing love to people. When they hurt, I pick them up. They call, I pick up. They want to do this music. I'm paying for studio time. They opened up for big artists. We on the road doing shows. Knowing that I actually knew that I had a meal ticket in my hand. I just still wasn't getting it. So, you know, those relationships fell out, and I was just feeling lost for a minute, man. So, I picked back up because music was always my passion, so I always did it. And, after a while, it just got burnt out. And it got burnt out because I was hating on my own talent. I was hating on my own drive, dedication to it. Like, I was always downplaying myself. I ain't. I wanted people to believe in me when I really wasn't even believing in myself, right? And so I made a shift. I made a change. I started doing the podcast. When I started doing the podcast, uh, it was giving me a different feeling, man. Because really low key, I'm shy behind this camera. Even making this, everything. Every time I do a podcast, every time I get on this camera, it takes me a while. I have to hype myself up to do it because I'm not, a real people's person. But I'm a people's person. I used to always think about what other people would think. That was my problem. So when I started doing it, and I started getting these different little feelings, like And when I was doing it, it was just genuine things I was doing it on. You know, I wasn't doing it for the clout. I wasn't really doing it for the views. I wanted to do it. With the music, I was caring about the views. I was caring about who was listening. I was caring about all that. And I started doing this podcast, and the numbers wasn't doing what it was supposed to do or whatever. But I still had this drive for it. It wasn't even doing half of what my music was doing yet. But I still had the drive for it. I still had the passion for it. I still wanted to do it. Still uncomfortable behind the camera. And one thing I do know, whatever makes you uncomfortable, that's what you want to do. So I started doing it. And it started picking up. And, you know, I started reaching out to people, and everybody was accepting. And there was some people that I reached out to that's real big names on social media that I fuck with, went to school with, etc., etc. But they didn't fuck with me. They turned me down. That kind of discouraged me. Like, damn. Like, you know, motherfuckers get the big head and don't want to fuck with the little dogs. That's cool. So it kind of discouraged me on reaching out to people at a certain height, a certain level. So after I say my third to fourth episode on my podcast, right, I really just started believing or wanting to believe. Well, I really, really felt it. I wanted to believe in this. I really wanted to do this. But it was like, do I really believe in it? It's like my God, my Father God, Jehovah. I believe in God, but do I really believe in God? Because I really wasn't taking a lot of stuff serious when it came to my God. Really wasn't praying, really wasn't reading the Bible. And then once I started reading the Bible, because I started going through some stuff, man. You know, it ain't about when you start reading the Bible. As long as you start reading that Bible. And I would start going through stuff. I lost my job. On my last two checks, the second to last is the nice one. That very last one, there was a bullshit check. Motherfucker that hacked me, took all my money. I already got problems at the crib, bills coming. And I just really, and my mom, Duke, she always stayed on me about, you know, Bible study and getting my head back in the Bible. So one day I did it. I'm just reading and listening. You know, I do my JW, which is my Bible that, you know, it reads to me. Helps me comprehend better, right? So I started doing it. And a lot of things started changing, bro, in my life, right? And even when I pray, I still never prayed for myself for real. You know, I always thank him for what he's done for me. But when I do really pray, it's always for somebody else that's going through something. Right? So, as I'm just, you know, day by day, I'm reading the Bible, and I'm just noticing things about me just start to change. And me, I never prayed and asked for anything that has changed. But I needed them to change. And a lot of people could just say, you know, you know, I don't think a lot of people would say it, but they probably wouldn't think that reading the Bible and all of that can help change something so fast. But when you believe in your God and you believe in the words that you are hearing, you know, it touched her. When it touched her, he got you. He got you. That's all he needs you to do is believe in him. And soon after that, man, my disputes, because at first my disputes was getting denied. I got so many. To this day, I'm still disputing. And this happened 3 weeks ago. So for 3 weeks, I've been disputing. right? Money start coming in. Uh, money get extra funny. Well, yeah, it was already funny because that took everything. But I get a little money, like I said, some start coming in. Then some would just take it. Then I have to do this. But it was always just something. Just the next day, something would just happen, right? And me not even paying attention to it. So I'm just going along with everything. And so this is why I feel like me doing this podcast is getting me different results than the music, because the music, I was never too much of a negative rapper, but I was still putting out negative energy. And then I brought in people that probably wasn't even good people for me. They wasn't bad guys or nothing, but they probably just wasn't good people for me. Their energy wasn't like my energy. Their beliefs weren't like my beliefs. So I don't know. I love my train of thought, but I ain't gonna stop it. So their energy want their energy want my energy, and I just feel like what you dish out to the world is kind of what you receive. So when I did lose those bonds and everything, and lose that feel for the music, and got heavy on my podcast, I noticed that my podcast is different from my music, because in a sense it's the same, because for my podcast I do interviews, and interviews, that mean I need somebody on here to turn it up, because it's my show, but it's really about them. It was the energy, it was the spirit, it was the everything that I put out with my podcast. I feel like my podcast is like a therapy session. I help people open up, talk about things they don't never talk about. And when they spoke on them things, it hit them different. Like, man, I never talked about this before. It's hard to sit and think like, damn, what make me? And it be people I don't even, like, I don't hang around. It could be people I had just met, don't even know for real, just meeting it, like, like, probably don't know, but, we follow each other on social media, and, they'll come on and express themselves, or people I done probably just met through the music world or whatever, and they'll break down they life story, stuff they never expressed to a lot of people, and they willing to express this to me on my camera for me to expose this to the world. And I was like, so I was just sitting there thinking like, my results is just getting better and better with a lot. And I tripped off of it like, bro, it's different because with the podcast and my music, because this is my calling. I always been a helper. I always wanted to see other people shine, even if they was already shining. Let me see if I can add an extra light to you. I never do nothing I do really for me. I want y'all to see me so y'all can see them, so y'all can know their truth. Because if y'all look at a lot of these people, when they go to these podcasts and have these interviews, they ain't talking about nothing. They talking about other people's business. They speaking about maybe, what you got going on. But I ain't speaking nothing real. It ain't nothing really real in those interviews. And I talk about nothing but the real, man. And me not even knowing, Once I started seeing those certain doors opening up and certain people viewing my stuff and relating to it and really knowing they watching it because they dissecting about it, what they like about it and what they don't like about it, whatever. I'm like, man. And that belief was like, I believe in this. I believe this is my calling. I believe I'm made to do this. For right now, this is what I am made to do. And it's just like, I stopped being a hater of myself. Because even with the podcast, I was still kind of thinking like, man, nobody gonna really watch this. Nobody gonna do this. Nobody gonna do that. And it ain't gonna get the... And then I started seeing these views going up, these numbers and subscribers. Subscribers kind of been at a standstill, but the views is still doing what it do. Everything else gonna fall in place, so I'm not worried about it. Then people get to reaching out to me, and the people that's reaching out to me is big name people, man. People named that whole way, people that I admire, you know, from their music, whether they're, artist, comedian, entrepreneur, whatever. Like, I watch these people. And so a person that I admire, I watch, I'm a fan of, reached out to me to want to come on my show. And I know the level and the status that he on. And it fucked me up because it's like, damn, you want to come on my shit? I just seen an interview with you on the podcast with some hitters, some people that's leveled up. I just do my stuff from my basement off my iPhone. But that just shows you, when you delivering real content, man, and you delivering genuine stuff, it's always gonna gravitate. It's always gonna grab the people, man. Cause the real gonna find the real. So I had to think like, damn, why couldn't the energy be with them or with the music? Cause I was opening up for big people and doing this and doing that, but I just wasn't still getting that feeling that I needed. Like I'm getting with this, man. I stopped being a hater. I stopped tricking myself out my spot and being a non-believer of something I'm supposed to be believing in. And when you believe in something, man, really believe in something, all the doors that need to be open is gonna open. The person that rejected me, coming on my show, I feel like the lineup I got coming up, it's still gonna knock that out the box. Cause maybe that wasn't the energy I needed on my show. Because you're not a genuine dude. A genuine dude do stuff and they use a platform to elevate people. And me truthfully feel like the person that's gonna come on my show, I don't wanna, scramble my eggs before my eggs cracked or nothing. I hope everything go as planned, but this guy on a bigger a bigger platform to me, and he willing to come down in my basement and vibe with me and, let me in to his world. And that shit, still mind blowing. I say this to say, man, just stop tricking yourself out your spot, man. You that guy, you that woman. If you feel it in your gut, you got it. Stop agreeing with that fear, because a lot of people, we trick ourselves out of our spot because we had that fear. We nervous, we scared, man. But that means that's what you're supposed to be doing. I tried to have a crowd, an entourage when I was doing that music. It took God to get rid of all those people, to get rid of that energy, that vibration, that frequency that I was putting out. It took him to get rid of all that for me to get in front of a screen and stand on business on my own. Because when I do that, I'm standing on business on my own, because if I mess up or I fall, it falls on me. Not when I was doing music and it could fall on other artists. And now I'm doing this on my own, man. I got some major people reaching out to me. Not even knowing, but just knowing in my heart there's some major people that probably seen my stuff, man. Liking my stuff, feeling my stuff. Probably just waiting for me to reach that next level. So, if you got it in you, man, you know you got it in you, man. Follow that, chase that, don't run from that, man. That fear, that stage fright, that camera fright, that shyness, run with that shit, man. Like me, this is a 20-minute video. And I was nervous to even drop this. Whether y'all watch it or not, I don't care. Because the 1 through 10, the 20, the 30 people, the 100 people, whoever watch it, is meant for them to watch it. Yeah. Everything you do is not going to be for everybody. I'm feeling like I'm the chosen one. I ain't feeling like I know I'm the chosen one. So the chosen one is going to connect with other chosen ones, man. That's why people come on my show and express things they never expressed before, because they know they talking to the chosen one. They know I got what it takes. It's the energy. They feel that spirit, man. They know I'm genuine. They know I don't do this for clout. I used to be a clout chaser once upon a time. That's just when my club days, street days. I ain't chasing no clout. I want the people on my show to get all the clout. I just want them to say they was on my show. That's the dopest thing. He said some of the realest shit on Eastwood show in my basement. And a lot of people you see on my show, it's gonna blow. They're gonna be famous. Trust me. I know that for sure. A couple of them either. So keep God, bro, in your life. And some people might say they talk to God, but really use their Bible. Really listen. And it's gonna be hard when you first listen to it. It's gonna be hard, man, but just listen. And it get easier and easier every time. You get a better understanding every time. And then you will get life reading the Bible, because when I started to read the Bible, it was very hard to understand. When you're going about life, everything is hard to understand, but you keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. And it get much easier every time. Appreciate you letting me vent, man. I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna make it all the way through this. I don't know if I'm gonna drop all of this or not, because it probably won't load. I don't give a damn. But yeah, man. Stop tricking yourself out your spot. Stop being your biggest hater. Because guaranteed it's enough people out there to hate. Eliminate yourself from being a hater. Get it to them. You're a winner, man. You're gonna win, man. All you gotta do is believe in yourself, believe in God, man. He gonna put you in all the right places. He gonna put all the right people in front of you. Yeah. Whoever I reached out to that ain't made it on this move yet, they gonna be here. But if they don't, that mean they wasn't meant to be here. But all the ones that been on here, been in this basement, and gonna be on this basement, it was meant for them to be here. Why? Because my God put them here. For me. Not even for them. Because the person that's coming to my show, I don't feel like he doing this for him. Any exposure is good exposure. But he really, I feel, me truthfully just feel like he doing this for me. You know? To help me out. And I love and respect it. Keep God first, man. Keep yourself prayed up. A strong believer in yourself. In your higher power, man. And you can't lose. We protected, man. We protected out here.